One minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me.
Coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
It's a West versus East contest here in Brooklyn as the Nets play one at home. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analyst. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack.
And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Freak in at point guard. John Lure's out there with Warren. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Len in at the 5 down low. 6 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Bogdanovich. They grab their own miss. And that one's good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
For the Nets, and they're driving. They were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic, and that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Rejected by Bargnani. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Bogdanovich. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Suns leading by 12. Now, Freak. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
And it's Robinson with the jam.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Phoenix, no good that time either. Sloan. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Suns lead by 12. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. College player.
It was definitely a hard decision. I had to sit down with my family and weigh the options and really take the time to figure out what's best for me. It was tough. I mean, I loved my team, my coaches, and just the whole college experience, you know. But on the other hand, there's always a risk of injury, you know. I just felt like I was ready to take my game to the next level, so why wait? And I think it turned out for the best. No regrets.
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect some changes for Brooklyn. Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Robinson is out there with Bargnani. Then it's Donald Sloan. Then it's Johnson, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Suns moving the ball around. Bledsoe kicks to Freak. Rejected by Bargnani. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Another shot, and Robinson with the layup. Robinson's got 6.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And Sloan kicks to Johnson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. 10 points for him.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy. Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Here's Sloan. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 5. Shoots. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. It's stolen. Pushing it up. And he gets it to go. Sloan's got 8 points.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones.
No good. And we've reached halftime in this one. The Suns on top, up 11. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, here with Joe Johnson. And Joe, what's going to be the key for this team in the second half?
We got to come out with more focus and intensity. We got to pick it up, man. We got to get stops in the second half, man. Pick it up defensively. Offensively, we're pretty.
All right, men, we've done a good job in the first half of taking the momentum and being assertive with our style of play. We're being unselfish with the ball, and it's working. All the scoring opportunities have been coming because of the passing on that end of the floor, and I want to see that continue. At least we're on target from beyond the arc. There was some good long-range shooting for us in that half. The pace of the game, just to bring that up real quick, isn't a huge concern because I think we're suited to play at any speed, but somewhere in the middle of the tempo spectrum would probably be ideal. We're the ones in charge of this game, and that's not going to change in the second half if we stick to the plan. Now let's polish this off in style.
All right, now. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. It's been one outstanding game from Tyson Chandler.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire end.
Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Joe Johnson. And Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Jarrett Jack. And the Suns here with a different look. John Lure, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Sonny Weems. And Freak subbed in for Brandon Knight. On the court for the Suns, Freak, he's in at point guard. Chandler out there with John Lure. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Warren in at the 3. And Bogdanovich kicks to Young. The pass to Bargnani. To the paint. Takes it from 10. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And that's now 6 points here for Thaddeus Young.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Here's Bogdanovich. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. The feed now to Bargnani. Chandler with the steal. And up the court come the Suns on the break. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. There's no reason for these big men to shy away from contact on the inside because when they get to the foul, you can see the success they've been having in the past month. Number 5 is Bargnani.
And a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line with them. I mean, that makes them very hard to handle.
It really does. I mean, defenders have to be a little more cautious than they would be ordinarily. Hack one of these fellas, and they'll cash in. Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Johnson. It's hauled in by Warren.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Now here's Freak. He's covered closely. The baseline J. And the shot by Warren, no good. Nets trail by 10. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Young. Johnson left side. Shot clock at 6. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. Johnson's got 15.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
And it's Freak missing.
The spin freed him up, but he just couldn't follow through with the shot.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Suns. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. So it's Phoenix picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone